This is a real problem fight. It's been a problem fight. I know we send different champions and options against it. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's time for War 5 of the season. Pretty pumped up to get into this one. Got a unique team for me. I keep changing in my roster, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It takes a little extra concentration, but it's fun. I'm excited about it. So let's dive right into this. We got Sunspot, Magik, and Warlock. I have never taken this lane before, ever. It looks like a tough lane. We're going up against this Elsa. I was able to fit Sunspot on the team. I figured he's going to fit in really well for this fight in particular. And then he's got some nice little synergies there with Warlock. And then one with Magik. That's, you know, it is what it is. But we're starting on this hazard shift here. So ideally what I was thinking is, I'm of course going to want to hit into her. Fortunately, it starts with an Incinerate debuff, which is fine. That's just actually going to be helpful to Sunspot. And then once we do enter that poison phase, because of his perfect parries, that's going to help me buy the time to just get through the poison stage. And I think you're going to see this work out really well. But so I just want to start off aggressive, get the Incinerates on her. And then I was hoping to backdraft her. You know, she didn't really fall into it, and that's fine. I'm going to be stacking these and getting all the solar charges and things going, the flare state. So we've got him up to 2. And so now I know, now that I've got him up to 2, as soon as I can throw my first special 2, she's going to be dead. So I'm just going to wait out this poison phase. Like I said, because of his perfect parries, it's really helpful in getting through that poison phase because it just the stuns take longer. You know, it's as simple as that. So just building those up. I didn't want to push her red, but I knew that he'd kill her here. So I pulled back, got the stun, and then go in there for the SP2. For the finish. And that was a nice little confidence builder for me. Like I said, I have never taken this lane before, ever. It's one of the fun things I'm enjoying about 4 Loki is I'm taking like different champions in all the time here and taking in different nodes. It also adds a layer of complexity. I like to get used to fights and things like that, but it's fine, it's fun. And then bringing in this Warlock here, I was a little worried about this because of the repair. I've gotten significantly better at it. I'm fairly reliable. But because he's going to be starting off in that Incinerate phase, I'm not going to be able to like push him back like I was able with Elsa. See, I did land a repair, but you're going to see a few not land, or he's going to go for some heavies. I thought I had landed it there, so I've now taken a little bit of a combo, but he's now in the poison phase. So my main goal is going to be to just remove him back as much as possible. You see, he throws that special 1, and then that physical resist is kicking in. So that's not exactly fun either. But I'm not overly worried about it. I've got a nice Warlock here with that armor up. So even if I make a few mistakes like you see there, I'm not sweating it. I know how to evade his specials and things like that. Landed the reparry, waited for the poison timer to come back on. And it feels like that's really the trick with these fights, is just really knowing the poison timer and the Incinerate there. You see I've been able to land a few heavies. So now I'm able to work him back on his side of the map. So I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with that here. He went for the double medium, so I wasn't able to parry him. But I'm just, you know, just taking my time with this. I'm not going to let any of this really rush me or feel rushed, because that's when a mistake would be made. Went in and punished his heavy. We've talked about that before in seasons past. When Havoc goes into that crouch, it's really good. It's advantageous to pounce right in and interrupt him there. It helps you keep him on his side. And on a fight like this, I think that was particularly important. So I did want to stay aggressive while also being patient. And not worrying, you know, that I'm getting backed up a bit here. So it's fine, and then we're going to be able to go and punish. It looks like I could have probably punished that with the timer, but like I said, I didn't want to be too crazy. I wanted to be aggressive, but not crazy. A nice little intercept here, and I think we're going to be finishing it off in the next poison phase. Yeah. I hoped to get a little reparry there, but, you know, he's going for his heavies. I had decided to go in to attack him there, but he parried me. So like I said, this isn't a picture perfect fight, but again, nothing to really be too concerned about or overly worried. The fight was never really in danger. The biggest negative is I'm going to have to heal him back up. And so we're going to go in. I think this is going to finish him. So yeah, moving on. It was fun. I think that's an interesting lane. It's fun because I think it's very direct on what you have to pay attention to and what you're looking for. But I wasn't like overly excited about it. Moving in, this is a fight that I'm very used to, at least a node that I'm very used to, with that spite and powerful from afar. We've talked about that, right? Where, you land your parry and then you're going to pull back. Powerful from afar will trigger, but let yourself just float right in. I've usually take this with Mysterio a few seasons ago, and then this season I've been taking it with Archangel. Frequently see a Domino. It's the first time I've seen a Mr. Sinister. I wasn't totally sure how this was going to work out. I knew the power gain would be pretty big, and I thought about doing this with the bleed and then power draining him, but the power gain was just, it ended up being more than I felt like it would made sense to just kind of sit there and do that over and over. Mr. Sinister doesn't hit that hard. You see, I'm kind of just playing it out there. At this point, I'm just kind of feeling out the fight and how I want to do it. And I think it's right around here. I'm realizing he's at 80% health. Just sitting here and baiting out the special 1 and the special 2. It's just going to prolong the fight. I don't think it'd make him win, but it would make it take a lot longer. So I just decided at this point to just go ultra aggressive. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to throw the SP2s. He's at 48% health. And yeah, it's not a big deal. Going to be coming out of that. I think he may even get to 1 more SP3, if I remember correctly. I think just because it takes me that long to get to my SP2. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, I just was going ultra aggressive. I have the invulnerability boost on, so might as well utilize it and get my 3 free hits. And it is what it is. It was interesting placement. It caused me to get not necessarily concerned, but definitely wonder, how the interaction would work out. But I wasn't worried about it because it's Warlock versus Sinister. I know how to evade Sinister. I know how Sinister works. So I wasn't really sweating that. And then the last fight, this is the one I was pretty nervous for. And we'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit as we get to it. So this is this Doom here with, I believe it's kinetic transference. Yeah, and the powerful from afar. This is a real problem fight. It's been a problem fight. I know we send different champions and options against it. And I was sent in with my Magik. And the strategy that I was given, it was similar to the strategy that we take in that one mini on the left side with the improved power gain, is if I start in limbo, particularly start in limbo, I'm actually going to let Doom hit me. It's intentional. The idea being that the defensive power rate is significantly stronger, significantly higher, and this will help me get to my SP2 before Doom can throw any specials. If we let him throw a special, there's going to be some real problems here. He's going to trigger that aura, and we're going to struggle to get control of the fight again. The powerful from afar and the kinetic transference is pretty much going to mean it's over for me. So you're going to see that. I am really excited because this was an R2 Doom, and you're going to see how much damage he does. I'd be very scared to pull this with a rank 3 Doom, but I got the strategy from Taters. The guy knows what he's talking about. So I would say, go ahead and do that if that's the case. But look at this. Watch how far. I'm right about here. I'm getting really scared. So that's a 4-hit combo. If he comes in for a heavy, that's going to get even lower. But Magik being Magik because of Limbo just completely heals it all back. Taters and I had talked about it because I had the shock on me. I did want to stay off a little bit just in case he did try to come in for the heavy. And then at this point, I'm just going to feel out the fight. I do think I do a few backdrafts here into the light. I was feeling pretty good, and I felt like the AI was being aggressive, and so the backdraft flight was working. Maybe I already did it, but there we go. There's one. And then I just felt like it wasn't. I had him at 50% health. There's only 40 seconds in the fight have gone by, and I thought, you know what? We're doing really well. I'd like to just go ahead and continue to play this conservatively. Something just didn't feel totally right in the fight, and I felt like there was no reason to continue to push it. We're a minute in here, and he's at 18% health. So just went for the backdraft into the parry, or go ahead and knock down and just parry him. It was working fine. There was no reason to sweat it. So that felt good. I only ended up with 4 fights this war, but it felt great to get those down, to get those solos, and then again, take in champions I have not taken in all season. I haven't taken Magik, definitely Sunspot, or Warlock. All right, and we'll take a quick look at the PR. I've kind of changed up the format a little bit just to kind of more highlight the what I think are the important stats. You can see the kills, 26, deaths, 3. It's not the greatest. In fact, the solo rate's not actually 90. I just can't figure out how to get it to stay. It's like at 89.66. and the computer keeps automatically changing it to 90. I like its positive thinking. And then the power rating in relative has actually fallen a little bit. Again, I'm fine with that though. I don't mind that at all. And then TDR is 1.24. I think that's because I still ended up taking section 2, lane 7. Those considered to be relatively difficult fights. So the rating stayed, at a pretty nice pace rating there. Feels good for Loki is off to a great start. I'm actually really happy with my start in the season. I happen to know how the next war went. A lot of fights, really cool. One mistake that I wish I could get back, but it is what it is. Got to learn from it. So let's keep this going. Let's keep this rolling. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow on Twitter at Vega Gaming 583. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.